Welcome back, everyone. We are ready to work on the scale model house project. We are building trusses. This is going slowly at first because it is our first truss that's creating these issues. So I have some extra pieces out. I'm going to put them to the side for now, a little housekeeping. And I'm just going to focus on this top one still. And so we'll pick up right where we left off. Now, it doesn't quite all fit in the frame, so I'm going to slowly scroll across. Okay. So that's what we have going on for today. We're going to be working on web A and web B. We do have some gussets that need to be cut, but I think what we'll do is we'll shift over to the Gable in truss pattern next. There's going to be a lot of cuts for this, but let's finish up the truss pattern first. So just taking a look at what we have here, I'm seeing that this one went in wonderfully, this one went in wonderfully. This looks like it's this piece here, and we can make another mark and get that cut for over here. And then this piece, I think, went up here and could go down there. Okay, so I'm going to take out the other pieces over here, use them as my masterpieces, create the template that I want on the other pieces. The tools we'll need for today, I won't go into the specifics of the wood just yet. We'll need our razor blade, our cutting surface, needle nose pliers, pencil, make sure it's sharpened, sandpaper, get the dust off that. And so I'm going to just go ahead and pick out this big one first. I always like to cut it slightly a little bit longer, so just on the other side of the line, just to make sure I give it just a little bit of room when we put it together. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it's a little bit long, so then we'll slightly sand it into position. Very light sanding for this. This is how you get the best possible fit. It's looking good. Just a little more. And we are in business. Let's put the other one back in on the other side, see how that goes. Great. Those are both perfect. Let's look at this web B part. Getting my nails back in. If you bend them, toss them. Let's get here. Okay. Looking at this piece. I'm not seeing, is this it? No. What about this? Okay, this will work. I want to get a nice line on this first, get a nice cut, and sand it before I do the other side. I think the razor blade is our fastest cutting option. Keeps us moving at a nice clip, but it also can be a little bit smashed. Okay. Here we go. Let me get some more nails in the mix. A little bit lower. There's a gusset that's actually going to go there. Let's get that a little lower. There we go. Some slight sanding will get us the fit that we want. Perfect. Perfect alignment there. Let's get two in. Great. That's ready for the gusset to go there, 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 and there. Let's get this back in. And I may take these out again later to do some more cuts, because I can use these as my masters and then go through the cuts much more efficiently. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay, that's looking great. So this is done except for the gussets. We'll look at those gussets later. I'd rather get through the structural aspect of this, the larger pieces. So let's move on to this next one, the gable in truss pattern. I did get a great answer on the ends here. So let's focus on the ends. And I want to talk about this again. Okay. So for sure, what's going on here is that these ends need to be cut at a 90-degree angle. This one didn't work out right. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to cut them square, and then later I'm going to cut them plumb. This is called a plum cut. So I went to talk to my friend who's a licensed contractor, and I said, "Hey, what I think I'm missing a term here." He's like, first of all, he's like, "I don't have time for any questions." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I know that, you know." And then trying to be nice, because people who have knowledge, they can get impatient sometime, but you must be professional. And there's nothing wrong with me asking twice, because he already kind of, said, "No, I'm busy." And And I go, hey, just a quick question. You know, because he's working, he's getting a lot of stuff done. You know, he's making money. And then why would he want to answer my question? Well, I mean, he is my friend, but he's also on the job. So then I said, what's this called? And what, and is there a right or wrong way to do it? And he goes, well, he calls this way, the way that it's drawn here from the company, he calls this the lazy way. And then this is called a plum cut. And the most important distinction that he communicated to me was that if you do this quote unquote lazy way, you are not set up to put rain. Or if you do the plum cut, then you're ready for gutter installation. So for us, I'm going to do the plum cut, but I'm going to do it in a final process. Like, so when I cut the board's going to glay on here, it's going to look nice, and then I'll do the plum cut over here at the end when it's already down on the sheet. So I just wanted to cover that and say that, you know, I did my homework. I went and talked to some people and got the answer for you so that you can talk about what you're doing in an intelligent way. Okay, here we go. So we're looking at this top chord, and we have the bottom chord. So it says which slot, slot 6. We're going to go ahead and use slot 6 again. I think we could use this one if we wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it one more time with the miter jig. Here it says slot 6, so we're talking about this one, and we're going to get our saw out for this, okay? We don't have a lot to play with here, so just be very careful as you do your slot 6 cut. Okay, we got that side. Looks pretty good. I'm going to sand it a little bit already just to get it just right. Then we're going to mark the other side. I'm just going to put one pin in there right now just to get a good measurement about where I want to be with this next part, this next cut. I'm just trying to capture the edge. I think that's the most useful right there. And what I mean is I'm trying to capture this edge where we stop here and then do my cut, set it up in my jig for that angle. I'm trying to visualize this. I have to flip it over. Okay. This is really hard to hold. I'm going to flip it around. There, that's going to work better. I'm gonna lay this in here now. There we go. Scoot it over just a little bit. There. All right. Let's see how I did. Flipping it back over, aligning. Super long. So I'm just gonna sand it. It's hard to recut this. That's a lot. That's a lot of cutting still need to do. I'm gonna try something different here, and I'm gonna just align the razor blade right on top and then push into it just a little bit. Now, I didn't cut all the way through, so I didn't cut the paper, but I got about that deep. I don't know if you can see how. I probably went halfway through. So then you get your cutting surface. Finish the cut. That would have been a lot of sanding. Glad I didn't have to do that. Let's do an alignment now. This is great. Just a little sanding required. Okay. And we're ready to get our first piece on. I'm happy with the alignment, so I'm going to get a few nails in. I see there's some flex in this, so I'm slowly introducing the nails as I work across. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm really happy with that. And then I just need to get these two top cords in. I think I have one that's ready. No, not even close. Okay, so that's going to be another piece that's at least 11 inches long. Let's see where our top cords are. Or is it this? Nope, too short. Top cord, top cord, top cord. That's this. Going to my materials inventory. I'm thinking it's this one. I'm going to take two more out for that. So again, we're going to cut this. We're going to cut this later. Align it Drop the razor blade in halfway. It's kind of sticking in there, but not cutting the paper. Let's cut that. Sand it. That's our first piece. Let's check that. Fit. Great. That's looking great. I guess we could also try one more type of cut with this. We could try to put it right on top and then put these lines straight out a little further. Let's try that. Okay. This might be harder, it might be easier, I don't know. I mean, might as well try something different while we're going about this. I love that. That fit is wonderful. I'm aligning with the line here. Let me zoom in to see if I can get you a better view of this. I know it's quite hard to see. I'm aligning with that vertical line. This is a 90-degree line, and I'm getting the razor blade right on top. If you're having trouble focusing, close one eye, and you can see it a little bit easier. Pushing it halfway in, moving it to the cutting surface. Cutting that. That is right there. That is great. I like that a lot better. I think that's better than cutting it on the bottom. And so we will get these two pieces in. Grab some nails. I like to start at the top here. You can always move the nails around later, but wherever's the easiest to get it in, get your first nail in. Then you can move this. You can align it better. Bam. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get our next piece in. Okay. Let's get our nails. Takes about 3 to get the flex out of this. Great. That's looking good. Then we'll continue to do all these Fs. F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then all those cuts are right here. Okay? So we'll be moving in that direction. So we're looking at this Gable in truss pattern, and we see all these cuts, so many cuts, so many cuts, so many cuts. And then where do we find the answer for that? Well, that's right here. These are the cuts here. So slot 2. When they're talking about slot 2, we're talking about this slot here. I'm actually just going to try to do it right on top of this and do my half cuts. So let's see if this works. And the minimum I need is 2 of each one to make this happen. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh, first of all, I'm going to extend these lines. And so extending the lines looks like this. Okay, so I've extended the lines. So let me see if I can get you a better view of that. There it is. So I've extended the lines a little bit so that when we're holding our piece over it and we do our cuts, we're able to get the cuts. And get your cutting surface ready, razor blade ready. Close one eye if you have to get a good alignment on that. I like to push down just a little bit. Oh, fell out because I didn't do it too hard. But you can still see the little slot in there. You try to bring it down a little bit. There it is. Is it the light? I'll just try to put the razor blade back in the right spot. Uh-oh, that went on the ground. Okay, so I'm going to double check my cut here. This is going to be a F7. So I don't think I need to write F on these things. I don't see, oh, Gable infill, so it's fill 7. So, well, maybe that would help me visualize it more. So here, we're going to be putting it up here, then I'm going to write the number 7. Okay, and then that's going to go right there. That needs to be sanded a little. Actually, no, that's great. That is perfect. Okay, so we're going to go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I don't see the need to write an F on them. That doesn't particularly make a lot of sense to me. The next biggest piece I can get out of here is the number 7654. I can get the number 4 out of here. So now that I have the razor blade in the piece, bring it over to the cutting surface, give it a nice little cut. And then this one, of course, double check our cuts. This one is number 4. So I'm going to try to put it in the number 4 position. That one came out just a little bit short. So just be careful when you're doing that you get them the right length. Now I'm sure we could just put it a little off to the side if we wanted to, but it's better, we want to try to get it aligned as perfectly as we can. So this is number 4. Let's see what other pieces that we have to be working with. Well, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that I don't have anything in particular to use. Let me check my bag of shorts. The shorts don't have anything I could, well, I think I have a couple that I might be able to use. So I'm going to try to go to the shorts for the shortest ones and see if I can't rescue some of those pieces. It's too small. That's about all I got. It's not much. Those 4 will probably work. Let me try doing that. Nice. Nice. It's great if you don't cut this paper. So slow it down. Get the razor blade in just a little bit. There we go. That was a 2. If I'm not mistaken. Yep, that was a 2. And then this looks like it also can be a 2. This is another 2. I'm going to put the other 2 over here. Boom, that's great. These are fitting very nicely, so I'm pretty happy with this. And then we just need 2 of the F1s. This is an F1. Perfect. 1. This one will also be another 1. Got it. So this other number 1 I'm going to put over here. Yep, that's great. Wow, this is going pretty quickly. So I need a 3. The 3 I'm going to get out of here. The longer lines really let me use this better. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to be right here. Let's check it. It's great. I got it just a little bit short. So remember, try to cut it a little bit over and sand it into position. I think I've made this little error about twice so far. The glue should cover that up. I'm pretty sure we're just going to be gluing these. I'll look a little bit more as we get closer. Okay. F5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put it up to there. I think what I'm missing is an extended line on this part of the drawing. So I'm going to actually make an extended line here as well. That gets me there. Although it does look a lot more confusing now, so I can see why it's not that way when we start. Okay, this just needs a little bit of sanding. There we go. more. It's always best to sand them and get them to be that exact fit that we want, get the perfect angle. And I even sanded that just a little too much. So just be careful with the sanding. Okay, so it looks like we need an F6. There we go. So we have our 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we just need to finish our other side. So we're working towards that quickly. Okay, so I have 2, then let's get the 3. We already have a template for doing this, so I think this is going to be the fastest way. So here's the 3, and these are the ways that you can cut them in the future. Here's the 3 should fit. Yep, that's great. Great. So I'm going to put my 3 back. So I'm using my pieces as the templates. Here's my 4. This has 2 edges that are a little bit off. Okay, so here's my 4. I'm aligning the other face and cutting the back in this situation. And I always cut them just a little bit longer. I mean, just slightly. So that when I put them into position, they're not loose there. So this just needs just the tiniest of sanding. Bam, that's great. Okay, so then put my other 4 back. So this is how you can get all of them, because you're going to need to do 2 of these, so essentially 4 of each size. And let's get another one here. There we go. And we want the 5. This 5 has to be a little bit longer, so just keep that in mind as we cut it, because our 5 over here was too loose. Let's cut it a little longer. Yep. There we go. And then we have our 6. Here's our 6. 6 seems like it's a good size. So put the 5 back. Here's our 6. It's a little too tight. And now for the 7. So the 7 is almost ready. I think we need to sand this a little bit. Here's our 7. Just ever so slightly more. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to number these 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Great, 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 great. Okay, this is looking great. I'm not sure whether we do nails in up from the bottom, so let me look at this. I just want to talk briefly about the gussets. The gussets here, we have our G1. Our G1 is going to go up here. Our G2, I'm guessing it's here. I'm guessing our G2 is here. Nope, that's going to be G3. It's smaller. G2 is going to be down here, and G3 over here, up here. That's my guess without being able to look at it, because this is wider than this. Okay, so remember, we're going to have our glue, and this is how we're going to get the gussets on. And the gussets are, those pieces are those are significantly different pieces. That's this bundle here, so I'll just talk about that if you haven't gotten into it, and they're thinner. These, I think, are called the 1x6s. So these are thinner pieces. Let me break out the normal 2x4s to show you the difference between them so you visually can just see it. Here I'm just grabbing a random 2x4, and so you can see the difference in the thickness. The gussets are much thinner pieces. Look how much thinner it is. It's about half as thin. And then you can see it better on the end there. I know it's a little blurry, but this piece is the gusset piece. Let's look at the overall length of the bundle. The bundle you're pulling these out of is, it's just at 10 inches. It looks like, yeah, 10 inches. So this is your 10-inch bundle just for gussets. And then look, 34, 128, 64. So this is going to take you a while to cut them. I would cut one or 2 sets first. Try to play around with those before you cut them all. Then you could have a better outcome. Okay, I'm very happy with this. And I'm going to look into whether we're nailing these up from the bottom, whether we're putting nails in from there. I think that'd be pretty hard, or whether we're putting glue. So this is your glue, if we're doing that. And I'll look over the directions a little bit more, but I think I'm going to have to go to the next sheet for that. I hope you've enjoyed our build video for today. I'll have those answers for you next time.